Police say the 33-year-old mother and her 9-year-old son were walking near 106 and Bensley in the South Deering neighborhood when the group of kids started chasing after the mother and her children, calling them names and taunting them. Both the mother and son were taken to a hospital.
Welcome back to Naja News. I had to bring you a developing story out of Chicago. A pregnant mother was brutally attacked by a group of elementary school children. Now, this one is really difficult to watch, and it raises real questions about safety, supervision, and responsibility. Let's walk through exactly what happened. A 33-year-old woman who was pregnant was walking home with her 9-year-old son and her young daughter. Now, this was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, broad daylight. On a normal school day, nothing unusual. And as they were walking on South Bensley Avenue in the South Deering neighborhood, a group of children approached them, elementary-aged children. But their behavior was far from childish. According to police, the group hit the mother and her son multiple times. They dragged them, kicked them, stomped them, all while the daughter stood there watching her family get beat up. This is ratchet as f. Both the mother and her son were taken to the hospital, both in serious condition. And unfortunately, no arrests have been made yet. But the community is furious. Before we take a deeper dive into what exactly happened, let's look at this first clip.
Come on, blood! Shamar looking at! Shamar! Come here! What you want, Shamar, foot? Shamar, foot, what you want, Shamar? Shamar looking at! Come on! Look at them ankles, boy! Shamar looking at! Junior! Junior! Hey, foot, don't touch my brother, foot.
Why? Don't touch me. Oh, hell no, those ankles nasty as fuck.
Look at them bitches, man.
Okay, so let's talk about what we just saw. That wasn't kids being kids. That was a coordinated assault carried out by a group of children who showed no fear, no hesitation, no awareness of consequences, and absolutely no empathy. So here's where the plot thickens. The mother says her son has been bullied at Orville T Elementary School for more than 2 years. 2 years, y'all. And she claims that the school administration has done nothing meaningful to protect him.
Man, I done told this school almost every day that the same little boy been messing with my son for 2 years. Like, literally, like, I don't know if he's upset with my son. I don't know what it is. Like, literally.
No real intervention, no safety plan, no accountability. Neighbors are saying that this same group has been causing problems in the area for a while now, damaging cars, harassing adults, harassing other children, and roaming around the neighborhood unsupervised. Multiple people have raised concerns long before this incident occurred.
Shanice Davis lives in the neighborhood and says she recognizes the attackers.
This is not the first time the kids have done this. Just talk around the streets that these kids have pretty much been raising themselves and they have not been held accountable. They have vandalized cars. They have harassed adults and children.
This wasn't random. This is a pattern that keeps on escalating. Let's take a look at the next clip.
Other bitch, Mark. Back to that. Oh my God,
The little kids in them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying the little kids.
I should smash that bitch on my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my motherfucking homie go. Beat his ass, yo! Damn, boy! Damn! They working.
If you notice notice how far this group is chasing this family and how long this goes on. Nothing about this was funny, but do you see how normalized the behavior is? And I found it really odd that there's no other adults stepping in. There is no moment where any of the children hesitate. Nobody said, hey, stop y'all, let's chill, this lady's pregnant. And this tells me all I need to know about the environment. So the next morning, the community showed up. Dozens of people have gathered outside of the school. They've chanted, no justice, no peace.
One day after the attack, demonstrators showed up at Orville Bright Elementary School after some posted on social media threatening to harm the children behind the attack. Several police officers showed up blocking the entrance of the school to protect kids inside.
They're demanding accountability. They're demanding protection for the woman and the kids that have been targeted. We don't know too much yet about the mother that was brutally attacked, and she did show up at the rally as well. She said, they followed us. They hit my son first. They dragged me into the grass. They pulled my baby's hair. I'm just trying to get justice for my son. This lady is pregnant, she's injured, and she's shaken up. And she still showed up to fight for her kids. Illinois State Senator Willie Preston came to the scene. He said something that a lot of people have been whispering. We haven't held these kids accountable, and we haven't held their parents accountable. But you know what? He's right. What is their parents' responsibility in all of this?
We're going to make sure that this school leadership steps up and that they put a safety plan in place, that they put any plan they need to put in place to make sure that these babies feel secure. Bullying should have a zero tolerance behind it.
Children just don't wake up one day and behave like this. This could come from sustained neglect, outside influences, a lack of supervision. This comes from environments where emotional regulation and boundaries are just not modeled and enforced. We saw it in these videos. I have one more really short clip to show you. This one's only 14 seconds, but it shows how quickly the violence escalated.
Damn! Oh my God!
Imagine being this mom, walking home with your kids, pregnant, and all of a sudden you're on the ground being kicked, dragged, and stomped out by a group of kids. Imagine being this little girl that was watching her mom and her brother being attacked. This is a type of trauma that just doesn't go away. So let's take a look at the city's response. Chicago Public Schools released a statement saying that they were horrified. They said they're working with the mayor's office, police, housing authorities, and other agencies to support the family and create a safer environment at the school, one that the mother has been begging for her son for years now. Mayor Brandon Johnson also put out a statement condemning the attack. Johnson says this behavior cannot be normalized. He also said additional resources are being deployed and that the community organizations are stepping in to provide safe passage for the student. Now, come on, y'all. This all sounds real good on paper, right? But parents don't need carefully crafted statements. They needed action before these kids end up in the hospital or worse. They need leadership that steps in before a video goes viral. They need systems that respond to the first warning signs, not the 10th, 11th, or 12th. Now, y'all know I always got to add my take. So here's my analysis. When these groups of badass kids behave with this level of aggression, it's not coming from nowhere. This is absolutely learned and it's absorbed. It's modeled from somewhere in their lives. Music, parents, school. And when the adults fail to intervene, this behavior grows, it escalates, and it becomes normalized. Just like we saw in the videos. These kids were laughing, taunting, and they thought this was funny. But two things can be true at the same time. The victims deserve justice, and these kids, these badass kids, need serious intervention. Structured, therapeutic intervention, and even rehabilitation. This is a moment where the schools, the parents, and the city leadership need to decide who's responsible and what's going to happen. Or are they going to wait for the next tragedy to show up on camera and go viral again? This is a developing story, so I'm keeping my eye on this case, and I'll be back with more updates as they're rolled out. I do want to give you a preview of what Naja News is working on right now, so if you're not subscribed yet, now is the time. I'm doing a deep dive into the killing of 23-year-old Kayla Hodges.
No.
It's not?
No.
You didn't kill her because she was fighting you?
No, I killed her because she took the glass from the hookah and slashed me across my stomach.
You've probably heard this story already. Kayla was killed by a pregnant, crazy ex-girlfriend who flew all the way from New York to Florida just to confront her. It's one of the most disturbing and complicated love triangles that I've come across in a long time. And here's a part that a lot of people are not talking about. The man in the middle of all of this is already engaged to somebody else. And that pregnant lady that flew to kill Kayla, she's about to get sentenced to life in prison. So that baby daddy, that cheater that she killed for, is being raised by another woman. There's a lot more layers to that story that I thought deserved a much deeper analysis than what I've seen. So I'll be breaking that one down this week as well. And another one that just came across my desk is happening in my hometown. It just happened, as a matter of fact. A stepmother has been charged with abusing and killing her boyfriend's 3-year-old son. That little boy was found with cigarette burns on his genitals, lacerations, and damage to a lot of his major organs. That case is still unfolding and details are emerging all day, every day. I'll be covering that story with the same thoughtfulness and compassion that I bring to every single case. So if you're already following me here at Naja News, then you know exactly what we do here. We break down developing stories, we revisit cases that deserve a second look, and we talk through the truth with clarity and no fluff. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss either of those videos or anything else down the pipeline. I post every single week, always on Wednesdays, and sometimes twice a week when I can, but always on Wednesdays. So make sure you check back every single Wednesday. If you have information on this case or any other case that I'm working on, please email me. Community involvement is what helps this channel thrive. Your comments, your likes, and your decision to subscribe, those things are all currency and they help the channel grow. So thank you so much for supporting this journey, and I will see you next time on Naja News.